Hello there you guys, it's Miss Charlotte and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build on this channel. Today's build was heavily inspired by eco-friendly living and off-the-grid lifestyle, and so I thought I'd make an off-the-grid eco-friendly home. So some of this was a bit inspired by the eco lifestyle pack, which is coming out very soon. I haven't pre-ordered it. I don't think I plan on buying it. I don't know. At first when it came out I was like, oh my gosh, not a fan. Kind of a cool pack for people who like this kind of thing and are really into kind of playing The Sims 4 rather than just like building and stuff, which, don't get me wrong, I do really enjoy playing The Sims and I like doing that in my free time, and obviously I have a Let's Play on this channel, but predominantly I really enjoy the building aspect. And it's a very like, the building style is very like specific. It's all about like industrial and green stuff and like shipping containers and things like that, and I wasn't sure if I'd liked it. But oh my gosh, the more and more I've been looking at Let's Plays and watching like pre-release gameplay, the more I've been becoming really fond of the pack, and I'm not sure, so you never know, it might make an appearance on this channel. Not buying it at the moment, but we shall see. But I definitely was inspired about kind of green living and making a home that's obviously off the grid, because off the grid's been here for a while, but I guess green in a way it's like very eco-friendly, so living off the land, making your own food and cooking from that and using minimal electricity. So I guess that's all that off the grid really is. So that's kind of what I centered this build around. I decided to make it, I was originally going to make it for a family, and actually at first I was going to make it a tiny home, and then I was getting very frustrated because I mean, I'm not the best at building tiny homes. I find it hard to make use of small spaces that are that tiny and really limited. Like, I find it very, very challenging. So I decided to make it a fairly large house, but not big enough to have loads of people, unfortunately. So I did go for one of my classic things where I only made it for a nice little couple, but I wanted a nice outdoor living space with nice green balconies and green roof areas, just because, I don't know, I just wanted it very green, very modern, and just looking like an eco-friendly house. Like, this kind of house would have solar panels on the roofs, and I'm not creative enough to use stuff from The Sims 4 to make a solar panel. I'll say this, and there probably is something that looks just like a solar panel, because I've definitely seen people make houses that like eco-friendly houses in The Sims 4 with like things that look like solar panels, but I had no idea how to do it, and this speed build took me long enough, and I was like, I can't spend ages going through like debug stuff and looking for stuff to make it look like a solar panel. But that's definitely what I wanted this house to look like. So I went ahead and started making it super modern, like lots of glass everywhere, because I wanted to make sure there was loads and loads of natural light, or opportunities for natural light anyway, because with off the grid, a lot of the items are quite limited, especially lighting. Like, I couldn't find, there probably is one, but any overhead off the grid lighting, like obviously it's going to be limited because the whole point of off the grid is you don't have any electricity, and also plumbing is fairly limited. So it definitely is a challenge when you're trying to execute a certain type of style. Like here, I really wanted a modern kind of looking house, and I also wanted it to be off the grid because there are a fair few off the grid items of each category, but there aren't a lot of styles with that. That's the only thing. But I did try my best, and I think it ended up looking really modern. I do like the wallpapers and things I chose for all the different rooms. I did end up going for something quite plain. Like, I think absolutely every single wall was kind of some variation of white, but I didn't mind too much because I did want a lot of windows in this build. For me, I don't know why, when I think of like, I guess it does make sense when I think of an eco-friendly and like an energy saving house, you would have a lot of windows because you want to make use of natural light, so you don't have to use kind of artificial lighting and electricity powered lights, and with off the grid you can't really do that anyway. So the only lighting you really have in this house is from candles, which at first looks really annoying because most, and maybe all of the candles in The Sims 4, like in terms of lighting candles that actually provide light, are very warm toned, and I don't know if it's just me, but when I'm building in The Sims I think it looks really weird with super warm tone lights. I feel like it distorts the colours of things and the swatches. It often makes things look like they don't match. Like sometimes when you get weird lighting in a kitchen, some of the counters, even though they're the exact same colour, they don't look it. And in general I just don't like warm toned lights. I don't know why. There probably is some sort of scientific reason to why it looks a bit odd sometimes. So I went into play mode and I changed all of the lights to be cool toned. You won't see that throughout the build. It will start looking weird until the end screenshots, because that's when I changed all the lighting, so bear with me for that. But as you can see here, like very warm toned, and it looks a bit creepy and weird, like there's little fires everywhere, which I guess that is what candles are, just little fires everywhere. But that is basically how I did the lighting. As you can see, I was just going through loads and loads of the different lightings, thinking what can I use that is off the grid. It was super difficult. But yeah, so with the living space, I wanted to make it quite plain again, like I said earlier, but I wanted some sort of pop of colours. I went with yellow for this one because it kind of all centralized around these couches, because I really like this swatch. It's like super cool. It's very modern in my mind, like not too kind of like the traditional looking couch. It's like, it seems more like an outdoor couch now I think about it. It's the kind of thing you'd see in like a hotel abroad, like in an outdoor kind of sitting area, and I really liked it. So I put that weird kind of avocado shaped rug in there because it's my favorite, and it had a yellow swatch, and just added some nice plants in that massive yellow tree in the corner, which I think is so nice. Some of the things that I have been discovering that I don't like about the plants in The Sims, which is a miracle because I love the plants in The Sims, but a lot of them are massive, and as in like they spread out really far, like their span are huge, and I really hate it because I love putting plants in the corners of rooms, and they clip so much when you try and put them like diagonal. Even if you put them straight, like it is so easy for them to clip through the walls, and I really wish that didn't happen. But obviously, I mean, where's the realism, I guess? Well, that's not realistic at all, actually. Bears in, they can't just disappear out of nowhere, but I don't know. Just me finding little problems with building, because I'm not an amazing builder who can make everything work, apparently. But with this build, I didn't do it chronologically at all, like most of my builds. So I was kind of like working on the living room, and then I kind of found that cool paneling wood thing with all the lights, and I thought that'd be a really good off the grid way of lighting the upper area, because with candles they don't even light up that much of a space, which makes sense because obviously realism, candles aren't going to make a huge amount of lights compared to normal lights. So I was just trying to find ways around that. Also, it's so difficult like trying to make candles fit in as the only source of lighting in a kitchen. I don't know why. For me, I kept looking at when I finished this kitchen and I was like, this doesn't look right. I don't like it. Also, I was having trouble with the counters. Just in general, I was struggling with the kitchen so badly in this. Also, I think because I couldn't put a fridge in there, it made me really upset and it threw me off, and I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. It's a mess. Although, something really cool is this was the only off-the-grid sink that I could merge into a proper-looking sink, and I was so proud of myself because it actually looks like a sink. It's a bit clipped at the bottom, but is that the drain actually, or is that the no, I think that's the drain. I don't think it clipped at all, but I thought that was really cool. I am yet to test, which I should have before I even upload it to the gallery and stuff and put it up, if it's functional. I think the sink would be. The only thing I think wouldn't be functional about this house is there is no fridge, but I'm in my head I have it that if you grow your own veg and you have it in your inventory, can't you make food still? I don't know. Am I making that up? I 100% might be making that up, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to play test a few more of my builds, I think, because off the grid there must be a way of functioning without a fridge, and I'm probably being really dumb, but I don't think I've ever played an off the grid kind of household. Maybe once. God, the more and more I make these voiceovers for my speed builds, I feel like the more and more I realise that I don't know about The Sims 4. Like, I was gonna say about The Sims, like I feel like I know a fair bit about The Sims, but I guess in the lifespan of me playing different Sims games, I haven't played The Sims 4 for a long time. I feel like I spent most of my time playing Sims 3, and I had a lot of time that I played The Sims 2, because that's kind of how I started playing The Sims, I think. Although I did play The Sims Deluxe. I think that was the first Sims game I played, which I think counts as a Sims 1 game, or just like The Sims. And also I played like the My Sims and The Sims Busting Out on, I think that might have been The Sims 2 Busting Out, or is it 1? On PlayStation 2 anyway. So I feel like I know a fair bit about like the old Sims, but like since Sims 4 is like always changing, there's new stuff, and I haven't been building in it for that long. I feel like there's so much I don't know about it, which kind of excites me because like a lot of it is base game stuff that's new, and they are changing things in base game as we go, as we all know, with the new update coming out very soon, which I'm really excited about. Really excited to see firefighters. Everyone's so excited about that. No, to be honest, it's the window placement I'm really excited about, because, and doors, because oh my gosh, everything is gonna look nicer now. Like, you're not gonna have to build something and then realize, oh no, like I want this window but it doesn't like center properly, so I'm gonna need to change the whole size of my build. Like, oh my god, it's going to be all very adjustable and it's going to be wonderful. But anyway, moving back to the actual build. I love going off topic in these, I've realised. I'm so sorry. But I did find these really cool painting swatches, which are on a painting that you wouldn't expect. Like, I just randomly came across them. I don't know if they've been added in recently. Like, I just keep discovering weird painting swatches that I absolutely love. Like, these are so cool. And so I popped them in the living room for that extra pop of colour, because I feel like when I make modern builds, I like to make them really white and sterile, and they end up looking really weird, and they do need a pop of colour here and there. So that's kind of what I tried to do here. I did try and put like yellows everywhere. I don't know what that was about. When I was like building, I was really feeling yellow. Like here, I tried to leave that mirror mustard colour. I don't know why. I was like, yeah, you know, I can get a few plants in here that are yellow. We'll make it a theme. And then I was just staring in that mirror like, what am I doing? Let's make it a neutral colour. Like, I think I keep trying to push myself out of my comfort zone and be like, yeah, do something crazy, do something really colourful and cool. And then like part of me is like, Charlotte, no, what are you doing? Make it look natural and neutral as per usual. So that's kind of what I did. I did try to spice up the bathroom though, although there was a lot of white going on. It looks a bit like a hospital. No, it doesn't. That's a very fancy hospital bathroom. It looks very hotel-esque, I feel like. Whenever I build modern, it looks like a hotel. I don't know why. Don't know if it's a good thing, but it's interesting. I think it's just because modern stuff normally looks really fancy, so it's like I would never have that in a house, or like no one unless you're really rich would ever have that in a house. I'm like, yep, that's a hotel kind of thing. But anyway, now moving on to the bedroom upstairs. I was gonna make room for a corridor at one point, but then by that time I realized that the stairs would go straight up into the bedroom and it wasn't very private or normal. I had already made most of the house structure and I was like, I don't want to change it because I'm lazy and I don't like faffing with things, because then the build turns into like a 2 to 3 hour build and it's chaotic, and then the speed build is long, and oh my gosh, there's only so long you guys can hear me rambling over like a 50-minute speed build. Like, this one was going to be long, all right? I whittled it down. But anyway, I kind of went with a style of this bedroom quite minimalist, because I don't know, I think that was just kind of the style of the whole house in general. Like, I didn't actually put that much clutter, and like the only clutter I really put in were plants, which I quite like, yeah, this kind of, the theme of this I think was eco-friendly, obviously off the grid, and just very minimalist and kind of plain, but nothing like boring. I don't think, like there were always like little areas where it's spiced up, like the bedding here. I actually really like this bed. I can't remember what pack it's from, but all the swatches on this bed I really like. Like, this is probably one of the only like modern looking beds that Sims have, out of the packs I have at the moment anyway, that I really like. So I put that in there for a pop of colour, getting loads of more candles in there, and then changing it for plants because plants. But yeah, just adding lots of different decorations, and I really considered putting that duck in there. I don't know why, don't ask why. But yeah, also there was a little balcony coming off that overlooked kind of the front of the house, which I thought was cute. I always end up making like really small rectangular balconies like that though, and I feel like there's not a lot you can do with them. So I ended up whacking an easel up there in the end, and some nice seating and a few more plants, and I decided to add kind of like a grass area on that balcony just to tie in the whole eco-friendly thing. Because the one thing I really did like about seeing stuff about the new eco lifestyle pack was people making builds with balconies and roofs that were just all grass. Like, I don't know, I think it's really cool. Like, obviously it might be like, it probably is fake grass because you're not really going to be able to make like a bed of soil and then plant grass on a balcony, not really. But yeah, I just think it's really nice. It's just a pop of colour and greenery more than just what plants do in what normally would be like an industrial setting, like the town that comes with eco lifestyle. But I think it still can look cool in a very green world where this was built. So I just thought I'd add that in there, and I also do that with the patio, which I think looks really cool. So lots of greens, lots of nice natural stuff coming out in this build, and yeah, I really liked it. So yeah, just adding loads of plants because that's what most of this build was. Some of the landscaping I really did like what I ended up doing here. I started experimenting with a bit of ivy and stuff just to make the house look very green and not so stone and boring. But yeah, so this was the kind of outdoor patio area. I wanted to make sure there was some sort of seating and then a nice barbecue, although now I'm doing that. Is a barbecue off the grid? I completely did not even check that. I mean, actually, I guess it is because it's kind of gas powered. I mean, that's not very eco-friendly at all, but who knows? I guess you could get rid of the barbecue and it would be fine because you still have a stove inside. I mean, no, I feel like barbecues are probably off the grid. Okay, I'm getting stuck on this whole topic right now, never mind. But I put yes, I put 2 lounges there, and I wanted to make sure there was some plots and little farming squares. That is not what they're called. Planting squares, I guess. I can't remember the name of these things, but planting things where you can plant stuff. That's what I wanted to make sure, because obviously part of off the grid is kind of making your own food and that kind of stuff, and I wanted it to be like a very self-sustaining household that lived here, so like they made all their food and stuff like that, and then just put in loads of outdoor lighting because candles are great. And yeah, I think candles are a nice way of lighting up a house though, as long as you can. The fact that you can change them not to be warm toned is amazing. Really glad they did that, because otherwise, oh my god, I would hate half the lights in The Sims 4 because I don't know why they do that. I think by default they all should be white lighting, or like, yeah, white lighting, blue lighting, I don't know. And then you can be able to change them, because I feel like majority of people don't really build with warm lighting, not really, unless you're making something really like atmospheric, like a spa maybe, like then you'd want maybe some nice moody lighting of warm colours maybe. But here, just landscaping, little bits and bobs. I actually kind of like how I landscaped this. I tried to make it look really natural and just like shrubs in places, and then did a lot with the terrain paint, and I think it actually looked really nice. Like normally I line everything with stone and stuff, but I didn't do that with this one, and I really liked it. It just feels like very natural, just loads of things kind of growing a bit rogue. And I think it just suited the whole eco style of the house, just really tying it into that theme. I'm really trying to sell it to you guys. But yeah, I actually didn't make all of this patio green in the end because I wanted a little mat. And then I was just looking at it and it looked way too green and I wanted to fill the space. And then I thought I could do it with a rug, but like who puts rugs outside really, unless it's like a mat that's waterproof. So I ended up just adding a bit of stone and then a little garden green area where you can lounge, which I think was cute. I really am getting into making outdoor spaces more, because when I play The Sims, I'm playing my own Let's Play in my private time, I never really make outdoor spaces. I don't know why, I just get everything in the house, and I think it's such a nice opportunity to like put some stuff in, especially with seasons. Like there's a lot more outdoor activity, so I'm getting a little bit more experimental with my builds and trying to make it look a bit fancier and a bit just nicer with some outdoor stuff. I think it's really cool, like making patios and stuff. Plus I think in real life I'm just getting excited about outdoor patio areas because we're doing up our garden a little bit, and like we added like these really cute tiny copper fairy lights, and oh my god, it was such a meticulous process, but we've been weaving them in and out of this crisscross fencing that we have on our patio, which is kind of cool. But yeah, just my quarantine activities at the moment, hella lots of gardening. But that is pretty much it for this build. I was just going in and adding a few bits and bobs, like some overhead shelters, and I added some flower boxes just to spruce up the windows a bit because I didn't want the house looking too plain, and again, just wanted lots of green stuff because the more green and the more flowers the better. And also this weird roofing area, which could have potentially been a balcony, but I didn't want to put another balcony from that same room because the whole upstairs was just a bedroom, so I guess it was just a plain green roof I left it as. And I guess if you wanted to renovate this build, because by all means renovate any of my builds to make them your own, because I think that's the beauty of using the gallery. You can take stuff that people have made and improve it, but I guess you could add a solar panel or or something that looks like a solar panel. So yeah, that was pretty much it for the house. I was really actually quite chuffed with it. There was a few attempts I made at trying to get the layout right at first, and like the style with the windows and stuff, I really struggled with that, but I think in the end it kind of tied in well together. Like it works well off the grid and it's very green, and I think it just has that whole eco-friendly kind of theme. Didn't realize that was going to rhyme, but anyway, if you did like the video, do give it a thumbs up and let me know what other videos you would like to see on this channel, and do feel free to subscribe for videos every Wednesday and Saturday, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!